Welcome back, it's season 3, Beyond Business, come ride with me. Nick Freno in the house, sharing stories that inspire. From every walk of life, we're lighting that fire. Lessons learned, journeys shared, good vibes and laughs, we're fully prepared. Brought to you by Buick Real Estate. Let's dive deep, it's gonna be great. From the ups and downs, we rise and grind. Every guest has a tale, every tale is a find. Exploring the wisdom that life has to give. Together we grow, that's how we live. Lessons learned, journeys shared, good vibes and laughs, we're fully prepared. Brought to you by Buick Real Estate. Let's dive deep, it's gonna be great. So grab a seat, don't miss the ride. Beyond Business with Nick, let's take it in stride. Join the conversation, let's make it last. With stories and insights, we're having a blast.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Beyond Business. Before we dive in, I want to take a moment to express my heartfelt gratitude to the incredible sponsors. A huge thank you to the Season 3 sponsor, Buick Commercial Real Estate. The team that Tim has built is a driving force behind Season 3 of Beyond Business. If you're looking for expert guidance in commercial real estate throughout Central Illinois, Tim Buick and Cole Babcock are the professionals you can trust. Their dedication to helping clients navigate the commercial property landscape is truly unmatched. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, lease, or invest, Tim and Cole are committed to providing personalized service and guidance every step of the way. Their passion for helping clients navigate the complexities of the commercial real estate sets them apart in the industry. So if you're ready to take your business to the next level or find that perfect commercial space, reach out to Buick Commercial Real Estate. You can find them on all social media platforms at BuickRealEstate.com or give them a call at 217-450-8500. Trust me, you'll be in great hands. I also want to shout out our show sponsors of this show and all shows of the season so far, Clean Cut Painting and Handyman. If you're in need of a reliable painting or handyman service, they're your go-to team for quality work and exceptional service. Whether a whole home makeover or just knocking a few things off your list you have been putting off, call Clean Cut and get scheduled today. And keep the space you spend your time in looking its best. You can find them on all social media platforms by searching Clean Cut Painting and Handyman or go online to cleancutservice.com. And Oakwood Screen Printing. Whether you're looking for custom apparel or promotional products, they specialize in bringing your ideas to life with top-notch, high-quality custom apparel. Check them out online at oakwoodscreenprinting.com and use promo code BB217 at checkout for an additional 15% off online or in store. Thank you again to Buick Commercial Real Estate, Clean Cut Painting and Handyman, and Oakwood Screen Printing for your support of Beyond Business. Now, let's jump into today's conversation. Joining me today in the studio is CEO and founder of DR3 Excavation and Land Management, David Rathje III. Thanks, man.
Yeah, I like this. I think it's a great idea.
Well,
I was honestly waiting for the message, but I don't do good in front of cameras and stuff. So I was like,
well,
you know.
And so what I've kind of find out, and what I think a few people have seen, this is like a new little audio thing. The idea is trying to make it on the ass end come out better. You know what I mean? Like right here, it sounds kind of. It really depends on the headphones. It sounds different in mine than it does in yours, and different. You know
Yeah, I mean, I can hear myself breathing. It's kind of strange.
It is weird. Right. Well, so I can turn it so it sounds less, whatever. Either way, so the purpose of these is people tend to forget about this, and then in the post it sounds like I'm fucking yelling.
Right.
You know what I mean? And the other person, you can't fucking hear them. But yeah, there is no. I started off the first couple, so I got people in here that I knew. Like Taylor was a prime example.
Right.
So it was kind of almost weird asking shit that he knew I knew.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I'd get people I didn't know, and I had like questions, and I'd have them like up on that fucking screen, and I'm going like this.
Trying to read the
So
whole
I just
time.
said, fuck this. You know what I mean? I'm just going to go, hey, if I don't know you, even better. I'm going to get to know you. So what I ended up doing is I record an intro before you come in, and I don't say anything other than whatever it says on Facebook, what you do for a living, that's it. Anything else we find out together. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I always leave shit out.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, I don't fucking know. I mean,
Yeah, and I mean, different businesses have different things. Like I specialize in a lot of stuff people don't even expect me to do.
Right.
And a lot of people, even when I tell them, are like, what the hell is that?
Right. Or, so, prime example was, one of the first people, matter of fact, the first person I got in here was, Rodney Walker.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I said, Sky City Grill and Skywalker Sports Complex. He comes in here and it's like, all right, well, take me back. And he's like, oh, I played professional basketball. And it's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
I definitely should have started with.
I mean, I didn't do anything cool like that.
But I mean, that's way cooler than a restaurant. I mean,
Right.
Either way. But thanks for coming in, man. Thanks for accepting the invitation.
Thanks for having me. Like I said, I was waiting.
Yeah. Well, and so I think, and you'll see, it's as much as we know there is going to be an audience watching, this is just talking shit, dude. There's no.
Oh, yeah. I had to go have a beer before I came. I've been in the shop. I don't know if do you know Craig Cherry?
Yeah. I've known Craig for a long time.
Yeah. So he had his business. When I was young, I was into like the diesel trucks and stuff like that.
How old are you, man?
I'm 27.
Okay.
Well, no, I'm 28. Okay. Yeah, I'm 28. I'll be 29 this year. I'm getting old. Anyways, feel like
you are not.
Yeah. I've worked in construction my whole life, so it feels like I'm old.
Okay. So where'd you go to school at?
Mount Zion.
So you were like, what, class of?
2014.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did you go to college?
Well.
Or did you go straight into work, or how'd that go?
No, so my father, he wanted me to go to a 4-year school, and I wasn't opposed to it. Never really liked school, though. Liked the idea of college. I went to a...
When you say the idea of college, like the experience?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But basically, I tried it. I only went for a semester, ended up leaving, came back home.
Hey, I'm going to stop everything because I have a bad habit of blocking your face with this mic. So I'm going to do this. This. I'm not trying to get this in your dick.
You're good. These things are fancy.
Well, and so I had the guest yesterday came and she left. She's like, well, did it go okay? And I looked back and I go, yeah, I can't see you at all. Like literally, the whole deal was her face was completely black, so I can do this. And then kind of manipulate this. That's not fine. Fancy if you know what you're doing. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah,
We're getting
my
somewhere.
brain is telling me what it's supposed to do, and it's not.
Shit, I'd drop her down even more than that.
No, you're good.
Good?
So it's just what I'm seeing. You know what
Okay.
I mean? Like what it looked right from where I was sitting, but when I'm looking, I'm like, yeah, I can't see anything, but it looked like this. Yeah. We cut some shit out because I fucked up, people. No. All right. We're cool. Sorry about that. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Now you can see them. See?
Yep.
All right. Sorry about that. All right. So we're going back to you were going to try to go to college or not go to college or something.
Right, yeah. Something like that. So, anyways, I come back from this 4-year university.
Which was where?
So I waited till the last second to pick a school, and I had no idea what I was even picking. I found a school, and it was on Lake Michigan. I was like, has a beach. I'm like,
Hell yeah.
that's where we're going, because I'm going for the experience, right?
How'd you do in high school?
I didn't do terrible, but I didn't do good. I wasn't interested in school. I've always had the common sense smart, but the book work and the homework and all that stuff, no kid's interested in that stuff. I mean, they just aren't. There may be a select few.
Yeah. You got some good learners out there.
Yeah.
But, so, yeah, you're right.
Me,
Aside from that.
I always knew that, I was destined for something else.
Right.
And, I learned that.
Did you work as a kid?
Yeah.
I mean, did your pops have you out there working?
Yeah, so, my first job was, I worked for one of his companies, Kelly Construction.
Right.
Now called the Kelly Group. But,
Yeah.
they dressed me up head to toe, made me go through the safety course, 13 years old, and I was wearing steel toes, pants, and long sleeves, and gloves, and a face shield, and a hard hat, and they go, here's a weed eater.
So was was that something that you thought was cool, or was it like, this fucking sucks?
No, I loved it. I always wanted to work. When I was young, my parents bought me those little Power Wheels, kids ride around on. I figured out how to hook up one of my dad's little garden trailers to it.
Yeah.
And I had my
Hauling,
own,
baby.
Yeah, I was taking stuff around the yard and doing work, and
Okay.
I thought I was awesome.
Okay.
And he would bring home equipment and stuff, and at a young age, I could run a backhoe better than my father.
Okay.
They when they built his house, they would have to take the keys out of the equipment, because at 5 years old, I'd be out there and I'd get in it and I'd run it.
Okay. So you've always been, if it can run, I can run it.
Yep. Oh
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
If it's got sticks, I'll walk that dog.
All right. I like it. I like it. Okay. So you get out of high school, you go away to college because that's what you're supposed to do, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you go up and find somewhere that looks like there's a beach and probably some good times.
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
had.
I thought so. Come to find out, like I said, I didn't do any, didn't do any research.
You looked at the brochure,
Yeah,
and you're
yeah.
like, sand volleyball,
Yeah.
sweet
yeah.
beers and sand volleyball.
Yeah, so it was a dry campus, small liberal arts school.
Oh, shit.
I'm walking down Campus
You
Drive
literally just looked at the pictures.
in steel-toed boots and driving my big diesel truck, and everybody else is in Priuses, and
Oh, they looked at you like,
I was
what
not
are you
liked.
doing? Oh, you were just the opposite of cool, bro.
Oh yeah, I mean I didn't fit in anywhere. It wasn't a good time.
You seen, what is it, 22 Jump Street?
Yeah.
Where they go back and the dude tries to teach him how to be cool.
Yeah,
And he has it all wrong.
Yeah, he wants the fast muscle car and everything. They're like, what's that thing get miles per gallon?
Like 3.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, I feel
That's
you.
terrible for
That
the
was
environment.
you. Wait, did you punch me because I was black or because I was gay?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
You were there.
Yes.
Oh, man.
I was there. Like I said, I did not have a good time. I was driving home 4 hours every weekend to come party with my buddies and, in a barn, just getting wasted drunk till morning.
And then having to go back to college.
Then
Once
having
you
to go
signed
back
up.
and, being with a bunch of people that I don't fit in with at all.
Did you make any buddies?
No.
It just didn't work.
No, I mean, one of them was the only other guy on campus that wore cowboy boots.
Okay.
And his name was Luke. He was a cool guy. He was real nice. And
What the hell is a liberal arts college? That might be a dumbass question, but what is that?
I mean, it's exactly what you would think it is.
It is.
Yeah, I mean,
What were you studying?
just business.
Okay.
But, a 4-year college, they want you to go through English and math and Spanish and all this other junk that, you're like, I'm here for business.
Right.
That's all I cared about learning was that. And,
Oh, and you couldn't just hone in. It
No,
was,
you can't
no,
just
no,
hone
no.
in.
We're
Yeah,
doing school.
they want you to do all this other stuff. Like one of the classes was like Western Heritage. Like, what the fuck is that?
You're like,
And they're like,
cool.
it's basically like a higher up kind of English history class. It's weird.
Back to high school all over again on a higher level.
Yeah, exactly what it was. And I'm like, this is not what I wanted. I signed up basically to go somewhere. Where's the parties?
Yeah,
And
maybe learn a little numbers.
Yeah,
Learn a little marketing, maybe.
yeah. I was like, I'll go and I'll get the experience of college, and then I'll get my education at the same time. But that's not how it worked.
No.
At least, but it was my fault.
Right.
I didn't do my research.
Right.
And I wasn't serious about it.
You didn't do the research for the party or the education.
No,
you
no.
just failed.
No, I was having so much fun the year I graduated with all my friends that, when it came down to it, I'm like, my father's like, hey, you haven't picked a school yet. Have you even applied?
You're like,
I was like, oh, shit. No.
yeah.
And, basically I had like a week. I was like, oh, okay.
So I just have to sign up for college.
Yeah, so I'd just sign up for one.
Oh, shit.
And, yeah, anyways, I come back from there after the semester, went to work for my dad's companies again, which, I've had, before all that, I even had a lawn care business when I was young, which was cool. We made a lot of money and have a lot of memories doing that with my friends. But I quit that when I went to school. When I came back, started working for him again, I was,
You got a water sitting down there beside you if you end up getting parched.
Okay.
In there.
Anyway, so then basically, when I worked for my dad, I did everything that was shop related. I didn't have any of the business part of it.
So what just so people are aware, what businesses, because your family...
My family is a big name here.
Yeah, you guys have been around...
Long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your grandpa even, right?
Yeah, so my grandpa basically started off by buying out, well, he didn't buy out, a company called Bodine Electric went out.
Yeah.
And he bought it and decided that he was going to keep the name.
Yeah.
Because it was local.
Yeah.
And he did, and it turned out awesome.
Yeah.
He was thriving. And then eventually my father took over, and we have Kelly Construction, which is now the Kelly Group, and Bodine Electric's grown immensely.
Is that still your dad's?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, then that's who I know.
Yeah, my dad's still running Bodine and Kelly.
Yeah, I won't say I know him. I just, I've seen his name stamped on
Yep.
some stuff.
Yeah, his name, well, hence my business. So my grandpa's name is David.
Yeah. When I introduced you as the third, I was like, wait, it didn't register even with me until I go, wait a minute.
Right. So, and throughout the years working, all of his employees and stuff, they've been great to me. I never had that terrible parasitic relationship with his employees like you would think a boss's son would.
Right.
They all, for what I know, liked me.
Right. No.
But I got all these different nicknames throughout the year, and one of them that really stuck with me was DR3.
Right.
And when I started my business, I was like, what the hell am I going to name my business? I'm like, I'm just out here digging holes. And,
right.
Like every excavating company, use your last name.
Yeah.
I was like, my dad's last name's all over everything.
Yeah.
But I want to be different. That was my thing, is I wanted to be different. And DR3 is what I went with.
Okay, so I'm going to ask, so obviously, there's you were born, there's a huge, you were born into a privileged situation.
Oh, yeah.
You know this. You don't carry yourself that way. At least I don't know you that well. But I'm going to say part of the reason probably that you didn't get, that your comment wasn't just like, the guys treated me like an asshole because I was my father's son. I would have said, probably because you're a fucking prick.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's, I would say probably hats off to your dad and his dad because he didn't let you grow up like that. And he didn't say, no, don't get your feet dirty, son. He said, get your ass out in the yard and put this shit on and go weed eat and go haul rocks.
My dad was always, a very involved father. He taught me all kinds of stuff young, and he knew I had these abilities. And he was out in the woods with me building forts. He was, supporting what I wanted to do, helping me do it. Was always excited to see me do it. Like when he found out I could run equipment.
Right.
He never touched one ever again. He'd bring it home and he'd let me play, and let me do what I wanted.
Yeah.
And I did great things with it. I mean, did he want me to go to business school? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he wanted to hand down the torch is what it was.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot more to. I mean, obviously, you want people that operate equipment for you to know what they're doing.
Yep.
But on the other side of that, there's a whole lot more that goes into a business than who's operating that equipment. So,
Right.
You can't fault someone for saying, you got to know what you're doing with the books too.
Right. Yeah. I'll tell you right now, that is one of the hardest things that I've had to overcome with my business.
Is the part that's not working?
Yeah, the business part. Like, I can't go in the office and run a joystick.
Yeah.
I can run a mouse.
Yeah.
On a computer. But computers were never my strong suit. I wasn't a kid that grew up on an iPad. I didn't grow up playing video games. I mean, did I have them? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played with my buddies, played Call of Duty, all that stuff, but
it's more something to do when it's shitty out. We can't go outside rather than...
Yeah, I was outside doing stuff. We're building ramps and ramping our bikes into the lake and, riding four-wheelers and doing illegal stuff.
Yeah, people still do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still doing that, and I love it. I'd rather be outside all day than be inside.
You don't have any Rugrats yet, do you?
I don't.
Okay.
Nope, not yet.
You're newlywed.
Yeah, I'm
it's
newlywed.
Just getting kicked off, baby.
Yeah, we're just starting.
Yeah. That'll be interesting. Well, keep that in mind whenever you start having them running around. That, I mean, it's gonna be interesting because your children will not have will not know life without all of the stuff.
Yeah.
They will never be able to look back.
No, they'll never know what it's like, and
or you don't even have you can't even look back, and there's never been a time in your life to where there was the inability to just go, I don't know.
Yeah, well.
Hey, here's a question.
Yeah, I guess I was young, though.
In other words, someone couldn't pull something out of their pocket and go, hold on, let's find out.
Well, I do remember, when the first touchscreen phones came out.
Well, there you go, then.
And, I remember...
To where all of a sudden you could find shit out.
I remember the dial-up computer. And,
Okay.
I remember.
Then you remember that.
I was young enough. We were kind of the generation that lived through all of it.
You've seen it birth.
Yeah. The technology boom is really...
Yeah, you're right.
We lived through it.
You were it, yeah.
There's a reason that some of us are really good at it and some of us aren't.
You either were on board or you kind of went, what the fuck are you guys doing?
Exactly. It's the same thing that, our parents and adults had to do when the computer boom happened. They were running businesses and stuff without computers for years.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, bam, everything's electronic. And now you have to learn it.
Right.
It really affected the economy and jobs.
Oh, yeah. Hell, you still got a lot. I don't know how... I don't know what your range is on when you work, but we work pretty much anywhere. And I love to still hit diners in small towns and whatnot. Mm-hmm. And you still got the places that'll be cash only, little mom and pop's joints, and it's like, oh man, someone has to come in here and talk to you, man. Like you have to figure this out.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Oh, we ain't gonna have no one tapping to pay. It's like, yeah, but you need to, man.
Well, that's like when I started.
I get it. It's the devil.
When I started DR3, I was like, I'm gonna buy a skid steer and I'm gonna make some money on the side. That's what I love to do. I was like, we'll make it a hobby and make cash doing it.
Yeah.
And it quickly turned into, I'm good at what I do, and let's make it legitimate.
Right.
And that's what I did.
So when you came home from college.
Yeah.
You didn't finish college. Or you did finish college?
Oh, that's a long story.
So, okay, hold on. When you were up in Michigan.
It was Wisconsin.
Okay, when you were up there, how long did you stay there? I mean, did you finish out there?
No.
Okay.
No, I came back after a semester.
Okay, you came back after a semester for Christmas break.
Yeah.
And you were like, I brought my shit. My truck's loaded up. I'm not going back.
Well, I mean, there's a little more to it than that.
All right, let's hear it. The short version or long, I don't care.
Sorry, Dad. Basically, I went up and quickly realized, my roommate was a German major.
Okay.
He was very interesting.
Yeah.
Nice guy. But we weren't the popular ones by any means.
Right.
But quickly learned it wasn't for me. You know, I basically just gave up. I didn't even go to class.
Right.
You know, I showed up on final day to take my finals as like a funny joke.
Right.
You know, just to see what the professors say. And, you know, I got a kick out of some of them.
Yeah.
Some of them, they didn't even know I was there.
Yeah.
But
this guy?
Yeah, exactly. Like my Spanish teacher was like, "You gotta be fucking kidding me, right?"
See?
Yeah, exactly what I said. You know, I wrote my name down and I left, which I'm not proud of looking back, and I wish I would have finished it out just so that I did.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have had.
You're 19. I mean, you can say.
Yeah, like I wouldn't have had certain experiences if I had done that, though.
Right.
Which, you know, I wouldn't have certain skills either. Like when I came back.
You're like shotgunning a beer. No. German style.
Yeah, we did that shit in high school.
You're right. You're like, I went up there and taught people how to take these liberal arts. Fuck.
Oh, seriously. Well, I actually brought my roommate back home because I told him all these stories all the time. And, you know, in my dorm room, I had a big sign. Yeah, we stole out of the Flat Branch community. It was a paved road turned into a dirt road, you know, and I had my Confederate flag and some other shit hanging up. And anyways, I had brought him home and got him all fucked up and hanging out with my buddies and stuff. And, you know, he thought it was the greatest thing in the world because he's never experienced that before.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was cool, but like I said, quickly realized that ain't for me. Came home. Started working for my dad's companies again because I knew that, you know, I could get a steady job and learn a trade at the same time.
And what do you do? Put you on just working?
Yeah. You know, I got hired like anybody else, go through the process. And, you know, I worked in the motor shop at Bone Electric.
Was he pissed?
Yes.
Did he give you a job like he was pissed?
No.
Okay.
He was pissed because, you know, we got a letter from the college saying it. You shouldn't look, bro. Yeah, shouldn't come back.
Yeah, that's not good. He didn't like that.
Yeah, no, it was not a good Christmas at that time.
Yeah,
but you know, he was like, "What do you want to do then?" I was like, "Well, I don't know yet. I just want to work." You know, because I liked working.
Right.
So I went right back to work. You know, and basically I just kind of swapped around doing different stuff for his companies and learning everything. You know, I rebuilt electrical motors and vertical pumps and got to know the guys in the motor shop.
And how were you learning this shit?
Just,
I mean, with people who have done it forever?
Just with the guys in the shop. You know, I was working a night shift. It was just like me and 4 other guys in there in a whole motor shop. And they just, you know, night shift was a little slower so I could learn a little faster.
And you're hands-on.
Yeah, and it was all hands-on. You know, I'm running overhead cranes and carrying these 500-horse electrical motors around and putting them on a tester and hooking up leads and running them.
Yeah.
And writing down all the information to let us know if the motor's good or bad or what needs done. You know, and then we rebuild them. So you take them all apart, rip the windings out. I mean, there's a lot to it that people don't see.
Yeah.
Did that for a long time. Ended up leaving that, and I decided I was going to go to Richland. I was like, we're going to try this again.
Okay.
Right, so.
Oh, and you could multitask.
Yeah,
you could
so
do a
I
little
could,
bit of that and make some cash.
Yep, so I could work and I could go to Richland.
Still drink with your friends.
Yep, exactly. That was my thought. And once again, figured out I don't like school. So I quit going. You know, it was not a good 4 years for me and my dad's relationship.
Because of the school?
Yeah, because he saw it as me not trying, I saw it as, I was doing it for him, which I was, but at the same time, like, I wanted it, but I didn't want it.
And he saw it as you failing.
Yeah, he saw it as me being lazy and, you know.
You want to fucking drink, not fucking take care of business.
He thought I wanted to party all the time, which, don't get me wrong, every kid wants to party all the time. Especially
when you're 20 and you got your shit together, you feel like you got your shit together, and he's going, motherfucker, you're gonna have your whole life to do whatever you want. Let's get it going.
Yeah, so then, I quit going to Richland again. I'm like, screw it. I'm just gonna go keep working again. So then I was like, all right, well,
which in your mind, you're like, he ain't going to fire me. I'm coming to work, and I'm taking care of business.
Yeah, but then I ended up leaving Bodine, and I went over to Kelly. I was like, I want to go to Kelly. I want to learn to weld.
Which is literally just a matter of going, hey, there's a job opening. I'm going to go.
Yeah, I went over to Kelly and interviewed and did the whole shebang and went through, we have a facility called the Start Center, which basically is our training facility. And, excuse me. Anyway, so I go through the whole training process. And, the training process is intense. They show you all the old danger videos.
Sure.
You sit in there for 2 or 3 days and take tests and stuff. And they drug test you, obviously. And anyways, I went over to Kelly and I worked in the maintenance shop and rebuilt trucks and, company trucks and backhoes and skid steers. And then from there, I went into the welding shop. And I was a welder for a couple years and learned how to MIG and stick. And, my best friend's uncle was our foreman. And he taught me, all kinds of different little tricks here and there, how to fabricate, how to get stuff to fit up properly. If you have a gap this big, how are you going to close it? You're working with 2 pieces of metal the size of a barn.
Right.
Because where you got cranes and stuff in there. We built all kinds of cool, crazy things for ADM. You'd have to be certified for certain parts of it, and you'd have to take tests to do that. And I got to do those things and say that I was certified.
Right.
And I thought that was super neat. And I was learning a trade at the same time.
Right.
And I did that for a while. And I really liked it. And my dad finally sat me down. He's like, you need to do something other than work for me. He's like, you got to do something. He's like, go get a piece of paper doing something. I was like,
he was stuck on it, huh?
Yeah, he was stuck on me going to school. And I'm like,
and you're like, I've proven that I'm fucking I can do anything.
Yeah, I can do just about anything. I can run equipment, I can weld, I can rebuild stuff.
Yeah.
I'm doing this stuff at home. Like,
and
even
at this
when
point now, how old are you? When you guys have this sit down?
So this is in like 2007 or towards the end of 2017.
Okay.
And he's like, dude, you gotta go.
You gotta give me some paper, man.
No, it was beginning of 2017. Anyway, so I'm like, okay.
And you agree with him?
Yeah, and I'm like, all right, I understand. So I was like, time to pick something that I like. Something that I really liked was I loved working on my diesel truck. I had a Chevy Duramax that, I had twin turbos.
Oh, you're talking about pickup?
Yeah, pickup truck. 8,000-pound truck that
big truck.
made 1,000 horsepower. I was like,
there you go.
I love that. I said, let's go to school and do that. Because I'll like it.
You're like, let's pick something I haven't done.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, what's it gonna hurt? Because like you said, I grew up kind of more privileged than everybody else, and with my grandpa and my father always wanting me to go to school. They had money set aside for that. So.
Oh, so you're like, then let's do it.
Yeah, I'm like, let's do it. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna do what I want to do. And so I went to diesel school.
Okay, so when you said that, were they like awesome, or was it like, what the fuck?
No, my dad was still like, seriously.
That's what you picked,
yeah,
bro?
Okay, whatever. It was more of like, I think he just wanted me to be disciplined at that point. Like, go get your shit done.
Right.
Basically, get it done in orderly fashion, make it work for you.
Right. How about you just finish it this time?
Yeah, that was basically it. And
right.
I couldn't have picked anything better.
Oh, you loved it.
I loved it.
Once you started, you were like, good choice, motherfucker.
Loved it. I went to a school called Universal Technical Institute. So,
okay.
I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
Maybe, but where the fuck's that at?
They're all over. They're all over, and it's incredible.
I feel like I've heard an infomercial or something.
Well, you probably heard of Midwest Technical Institute.
Oh, I have, yeah.
So they're over in Springfield.
Okay, yeah.
We'll get onto that, too. I went there, too.
Okay. All right, yeah, I have heard of that. That's what it was.
That's where we went. I went with my best friend. That's where we went and got our CDLs.
Okay. Yeah.
But anyways, Universal Technical Institute, I went to the one in Lisle, Illinois. It was up by Naperville, by Chicago.
Okay.
So I wasn't thrilled that, we're going to be in the city because I never really liked the city.
Okay. Just because it was the city?
Yeah, in the city, there's not a lot to do other than spend money.
Right. Everything's a little more expensive.
I can't go rip a four-wheeler down a ditch line and...
No.
I can't do anything fun that I'm used to doing.
No.
And none of my friends are there.
Right.
People there, they don't have barns and ponds and places. Yeah, you're in a city.
Yeah.
So it was a big change for me, and I made new friends there. But I was now going to a school that treated you like you were in the workforce. So when you went to this school, you got drug tested, you got interviewed, and basically you had to wear a uniform every single day. You had to wear steel-toed boots. Your teachers or professors were guys just like you that have been in the field.
Okay.
You know, they're not book taught. They're came straight from the field, and then they're book taught at the school. Like, here.
They're taught how to just teach.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And then they kind of go over everything with you. So it's like,
So you dug it. You liked how that part
well,
was.
yeah, it was like taking 4,000 of me, including the professors, and putting them in a building. You know, and then
Right.
half your class would be class, and you go and take notes and whatever, and they give you your own books, and you write all your notes down and everything. You take quizzes, so there's no homework. You take quizzes throughout the week, and at the end of the course, you got a final, which I quickly figured out. All the questions from the quizzes were on the final.
Right.
Some a little harder than others, like our electronics courses were
But
extremely.
you had literally been through everything because
Yeah.
that's what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah, then you're 50% class and 50% lab. And in the lab, you know, they have a full truck center inside there with motors on stands, vehicles cut in half, you know, full semis. You're running stuff. They have every tool known to man. They had a Snap-on dealer inside the building. You had Freightliner, Ford, BMW, Peterbilt, Western Star.
So the program was on point.
Yeah, you had Toyota. I mean, you had all the major brands in their actual own parts of the school, and you could do special programs for them. You know, they have them all over the U.S., and one of the biggest programs they do is NASCAR.
Oh, so if you wanted to go there specifically for this,
Yeah.
then you go.
I mean, they'll tell you right out the gate, though. They're like, you know, 1 out of 100 people get picked for the NASCAR program. So, like, you got to ace all of your classes and kill it, you know. And then there's a horsepower class where basically they give you a set amount of money, and you take it and you buy parts for these cars, these hot rods, and you put it together, and they have a dyno in the school, and you put the car on the dyno, and you see
What you did.
your team versus the next team, who made more horsepower.
No shit.
Yeah,
That's impressive.
it was super cool, and it was fun. You know, you go to school. You know, a lot of the guys worked.
Oh, so it was like it was a project.
Yeah, I mean,
You're building shit.
school was
learning
fun.
Shit.
You know, you go to class, it was awesome.
Okay. So your shit time was when you weren't in school up there.
Yeah, I'm just
You're
sitting in my
like, "Oh,
apartment,
fuck.
like,
Here we go.
man, this is boring. You know, it's either that or work at like a speed lube, and I'm like, fuck that. I'd rather just hang out.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much. I went to the gym and kind of just hung out by myself or my buddies that weren't working at the time.
Go to another shitty B-dubs.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. We had a Hooters, but
Right.
Hooters a little better than B-Dubs.
Yeah.
But
Okay. So what is that, a year or 2 years? I mean, what is that?
so it was supposed to be a 2-year deal. So I was going to do diesel and auto.
Okay.
Just the basic courses and stuff. And then I was going to go from there.
And then your end goal was going to be what? Build or work on diesel trucks?
Well, see, I didn't really have an end goal.
I was gonna say, you still are not a fucking diesel truck mechanic.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I have no plan.
So
but
at the
I'm
end,
like,
you come back, you're like, Dad, I can fix my own truck.
Yeah,
and he's like,
I was like, here's your fucking piece of paper.
so what, bro? Now what? If your truck breaks down, you're going to tear it apart in the garage?
Yeah, it was tore apart in his driveway all the time. Fuck, I drove his vehicle more than I drove mine because it was broken.
So the only thing, so you went to this badass school and came back.
I came back and I applied at a bunch of different places.
So you came back and you're like, okay, Dad, now I don't have to work for you. I can go get a job doing something cool that I want to do.
Yeah, and I was really about it. You know.
Did you get a job?
Yeah. I actually got a job working on equipment, which quickly I found out that I wasn't working on equipment. I was everybody's kind of bitch at the shop.
At a local company?
So I was in Springfield working for Roland Machinery.
Okay.
Basically, they're a Komatsu dealer, so construction equipment.
Yeah.
You know, bulldozers, excavators, stuff I do now.
So because you just learned about the equipment, that made you be able to, is that kind of...
Well, when you work for an equipment dealer, they want you to go through their own kind of schooling. So like Roland had their own in-school deal. John Deere had like an apprenticeship program where you went to a John Deere certified school.
So
and
but that sort of, or that whatever you just got had to be a feather in your cap going into these places. 'Cause
right,
surely
which is
not too many people.
What I thought, but I was for heavy duty and medium duty trucks, not equipment.
Nothing to do with it.
Right, which is not, there's not a huge difference. I actually think that there's more on a semi truck nowadays than there is in these pieces of equipment until you get into GPS and stuff like that. But
Right.
as
But
far as
they
it
still
goes,
wanted you to centralize into exactly what you're going.
it's just a motor and hydraulics. That's all it is. If you got the motor stuff down, hydraulics doesn't take long to figure out.
Right.
If it's got pressure, don't touch it.
Right. So you go to work for this company and they say, okay, let us send you to this specialized little school to get you honed in on this stuff. You get done and you're like, I'm now the bitch of this company.
Yeah, well, I had connections. Dave Tyrolt's a good family friend of ours. He owns Dunn Company. They do a lot of business with Roland, and when he found out, he said, I'll put a word in for you, with Matt, the owner. Which worked out, and they're like, okay, we're going to start you at this amount of pay, and, we want you to kind of do this stuff while learning in the shop. And this stuff was basically they had a lot of rental equipment. I would check the rental equipment in and out, load it on trailers, clean it, stuff like that. And then in my free time, I'd get to turn wrenches and, play on other equipment. So it was great. I loved it. But when it came down to it, at my 90-day meeting, I had to join the union. And, me and my service manager didn't really get along. And anyways, long story short, he didn't want to pay me more. And he was kind of going against, like, what Matt was wanting.
Right.
He wanted me to move up and go into the classes and basically become a mechanic. And, the service manager didn't want me to. He wanted to put another kid that didn't have any certifications in front of me. And I was like, okay, I see where this is going.
Right.
So when he told me he didn't want to pay me anymore and that it'd be like that for like another year, I was like, I'm out, man. I took my toolbox and put it in the back of the truck, and I'm like, I'm gone.
Right. And then you went back and worked for your pops?
So I leave there, and I'm not doing a whole lot.
I mean, so I don't mean to jump ahead. Or
No,
we
you're
can
good.
come back here. But in my mind, I'm going, the whole time, you're not going to go get a fucking job that's going to pay you what you can make if you just fucking go, hey, what do I need to do to do what I need to do to do what I need to do to get. You know what I mean?
I know what you're talking about.
I mean,
Trust me, I know.
Obviously,
So
at some point you need to go, where do I need to get in where I fit in? Or you're like, no, I don't want to fucking be the third generation of anything.
So I'm skipping out on something that, bothered me a lot when I was young. And basically, growing up, kids are ruthless. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, I got bullied because of who my father was. He runs large companies here in town that, employ a lot of people and a lot of people's fathers, parents, grandparents, stuff
And that's
like
bad.
that. It's not bad. It's good. But, in people that are jealous or people that don't understand, it's bad for them.
Oh, you're just saying,
So-
you were like the...
Oh, yeah, I never earned anything when I was young. Nothing I ever
According to
did.
everyone else.
According to everybody else,
Yeah.
It was always, you're just daddy's money. Like you'll never amount to anything because you're so privileged.
Yeah. I
And,
get it. And you don't know any different. You're like, I didn't fucking ask for...
Yeah, I didn't ask for nothing. I wasn't.
Sorry, my fucking
I didn't
family...
choose like, hey, I'm going to get born today, into this family. That's not. Anyways, it bothered me a lot growing up, and
It's weird to hear, but I do understand
it's
what you mean.
super strange, and I know a lot of people
Are like, what, bro?
a lot of people are like, "Hey, you're throwing away,
I
millions
get
of
it.
dollars."
I do know what you mean, though.
And mine was,
It's like right here.
yeah, it's all mental, and I was like, you're going to do everything by yourself, and you're going to be
show
good at it,
you.
and I'm going to show It was a spite thing.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, I started my own business and did everything I did.
Self-made.
Yeah, to go, I'm self-made. I did it by myself. Fuck you. That's all it was. And,
Yeah.
I still deal with it. I still hear it. It's still a thing. It never will end. And I learned to just grow with it and use it to fuel me.
Yeah, but dude. But how about just be fucking extremely proud of the family that you have?
Oh, dude, I'm so proud. My dad's the smartest person I've ever met.
That's what I'm saying. To go, hey, Grandpa, good fucking call. Dad, way to fall in. You, way to go. You know what? even if you do your own thing, way to say what we do is we're fucking entrepreneurs. We start shit, we run shit, we employ people in this community. Because that's what I'm saying is the same kids that we're talking, or, you know, the families, the people that look at you, treat you funny. Well, guess why? You fucking have a nice Jordan book bag, you little fuck. Because your dad goes to work for my dad.
Exactly.
And union electricians get paid a lot of money because my dad pays your fucking dad.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Or
whatever. It's just, you know.
Bodine and Kelly weren't large businesses when my dad took over. I mean,
dude,
and my grandpa just threw him to the wolves. He basically was like, "Here, bye," and kind of left.
Your dad has wrote
my dad
so many fucking paychecks in this community, dude.
Oh, I know. My dad has done great things for this community, and he continues to do so. You know, my grandpa donates money too for different things, but you know, my dad is a beast, man.
That's what I'm saying.
He took those companies and made them explode. You know, Kelly, we're in like 5 different states.
Yeah.
You know, we're doing huge projects, massive projects. Bodine, they kill it.
Yeah.
You know, I worked for Bodine Traffic for a while. That's where I was going, you know, after I left
I didn't
Roland.
mean to even cut you off with that. I just meant, I just wanted to throw you your flowers and your family for that. Because,
well, I appreciate that. You know,
because I get it. But
I'm super proud of my family. You know, my mom is part of the reason my dad is so good at what he does. She is so supportive of everything. My mom's like the nicest person you could ever meet in your entire life.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you talk to anybody, they'll tell you the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, she is just wonderful lady.
Yeah.
Doesn't have a mean bone in her body. And you know, my dad, he's just a tank. He can take it and just run with it and do whatever with it.
Yeah.
He's good at it, and he's a shark in the business world.
Yeah. Sometimes the good fortune happens to the right people, and they fucking pass it around, and it touches the right people. And you're always going to have people that talk shit. And it's, again, you use it for fuel that make you... What do? It might burn you up on the inside, but you're doing nothing but providing opportunity to more people.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's all it is.
The bigger you get, the more people come to work.
Yep.
So, I mean,
yeah, I know it never made any sense to me, but it was
great.
just
it's great.
It was just I got to do something to like get back.
Get it, do it, keep going. But anyway, so you leave the shop in Springfield and you come back, and you don't do anything for a while.
Yeah, it was fun. You know, I came back home and my mom's like, "What's up?" And I tell her, and she's like, "Oh fuck."
Yeah.
You know, and my dad comes home and he's like,
"Employment, huh?" Right.
My truck's sitting out front with the toolbox in the bed, and he's like, "What the fuck?" You know. But anyways, so I go, you know. Basically, well, I forgot. I went to work for Hogan Grain and Equipment.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. You know,
I'm
you know the Hogans?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Terry
so
and
I went
Barb.
to school out there. I went to Meridian. I went to Macon that turned into Meridian when I was there.
Okay, yeah.
And I went to school with Tim.
Tim.
Played football with him.
Yeah, Tim's a great guy. Love Tim.
He is.
Fucking
big house. That's a big house.
Love all of them. You know, they're just great people. But I went and worked out there. It was just me and this good old boy that we called John Boy.
Yeah.
You know, he's like the gentle giant.
Okay.
This dude's huge. You know, I'd be hanging my body off a wrench trying to get something to break loose, and he'd come hit it with his fingers and it'd just roll right off. You know, and he called me a pussy.
Yeah. There's a lot of people cutting their teeth at Hogan Grain too, boy.
Oh yeah, I know, right?
People over the years worked out there. Yeah.
But you know, it was a fun job. You know, I got to do what I loved, which was work on tractors.
Yeah.
You know, right away, Terry's like, "Great, you're a certified mechanic. Here you go." You know, like Kubota tractors, there's not a whole lot that goes wrong with them. You know,
Right.
I was mainly doing services and stuff because, you know, all that would happen is like a sensor goes bad and I replace it. Japanese make great stuff, man. Just is what it is.
It is what it is. Yeah.
But I did that for a while, and you know, then I decided I was going to work for Bodine, and I became a union operator. You know, so I basically worked for the traffic division, and we installed traffic signals and telephone poles and did underground utilities with the bore rigs, and I sat in a Mini a lot of the time and just dug holes.
Yeah.
And,
It's a good gig.
Yeah, it was great. Good money, and you had a company truck, and
Yeah.
Run around all over Illinois and dig holes. You're digging around some crazy stuff.
They still do that, right?
Oh yeah. Our
They're
traffic,
all over the place.
Our traffic division is
Huge.
awesome.
Yeah.
Those guys are beasts. They work emergency hours. When your power goes out,
Yep.
someone with a car hit a pole or something, they're there in the blizzard, in the trucks, getting it done.
Yes, sir.
And they're paid well for it.
Yeah.
Which they should be.
Yeah.
They have a lot harder job than most people realize. Underground utility stuff is not easy.
No.
Not easy at all. And our electricians, they're going into transformer stations and stuff that, they're messing around with, tens of thousands of volts of
Yeah,
electricity.
you gotta know what you're doing or you'll die.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We had a guy that got shocked and blown off his feet in a protective suit, knocked unconscious.
Yeah, that'll do it.
And he's got a wife and kids, and, he doesn't work for us anymore, and that's not why. But, me and him had a great relationship. He's a great guy. I still do jobs with him here and there. But, yeah,
Dangerous stuff, man.
that was that. And then I eventually bought a skid loader because I was like, why am I turning all these wrenches on people's equipment for Hogan when I could do it to my own?
Well, you just bought one to play around a little bit?
Yeah. I took money that I'd saved up and went and got a skid loader.
Uh-huh.
And when I bought it, I was like, well, I'm just going to do some forestry mulching stuff. I'm just going to cut brush and, be
got
easy.
someone that needs help doing stuff, start moving.
Easy cash money on the side, whatever. And my dad's like, if you're going to do it, do it. And that was like what repaired me and his relationship after all the college years.
Yeah.
He supported me in doing something that I took pride in doing. And he knew that I was good at it. More so than the mechanic stuff.
Yeah. And then so how long between the time you bought that and between then and then that became you decided that is all you were going to do?
Well, I was, basically with Hogan, I was like, I was like Bodine and this are taking up my time and I'm making way more money, but I loved Terry and I loved Barb.
Yeah.
And I was like, but I got to make a choice,
Yeah.
So I left.
Yeah.
And at Bodine, my boss, Dwayne Turner at the time, was great. And, I've known him my whole life because Bodine, obviously.
Right.
And, he was very supportive of it too. He knew my life story that I'm telling you right now.
Right.
He knew everything. And he's like,
go do it.
yeah, I'll cover for you, man. Just go do it. I'm like, no, you can't do that. And he's like, yeah, I can. You just
go do it, bro.
go do what you need to do. He's like, we'll work out the pay thing later. I'm like, that's cool. So it kind of helped me out when I first got started because I was able to still work two jobs. And then, Dwayne kind of looked the other way at certain times.
Right.
Which is unfair to other employees, but at the same time, it's like.
He took a chance on someone that paid off, man.
He took a chance that I don't think he knows what it did for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It was a good time for you. It worked.
Yeah, it was a great
timing.
time for me. But basically, I finally get so busy that I'm like, hey, I can't do this anymore. I got to leave. And he's like, all right. My dad was like, that's a big step. He's like, you're going to support yourself off your business? I'm like, yeah, I can do it.
Yeah.
I can do it.
It's time to go balls to the wall,
baby. It was like, time to do it.
Yeah.
And I did.
I want to take a moment to highlight our incredible Season 3 sponsor, Buick Commercial Real Estate. If you're in the market for commercial properties in Central Illinois, look no further than Buick Commercial Real Estate. With a dedicated team led by Tim Buick and Cole Babcock, they bring unparalleled expertise and a deep understanding of the local market to meet your commercial real estate needs, whether you're looking to buy, sell, lease, or invest. Tim and Cole are committed to providing personalized service and guidance every step of the way. Their passion for helping clients navigate the complexities of commercial real estate sets them apart in the industry. So if you're ready to take your business to the next level or find that perfect commercial space, reach out to Buick Commercial Real Estate. You can find them on all social media platforms at BuickRealEstate.com or give them a call at 217-450-8500. Trust me, you'll be in great hands. And thank you to Tim and Cole for your unwavering support of our show. I also want to shout out a couple of our show sponsors. If you're in the market for custom apparel, Look no further than Oakwood Screen Printing. They're an apparel company specializes in all thing apparel, offering a high-quality designs on everything from T-shirts to hoodies to hats to jackets to joggers to towels to bags to wall art to mugs to tumblers to stickers to decals. You name it, they do it. Whether you're promoting your business, celebrating a special event, or just want to express your unique style, Oakwood Screen Printing has you covered. What sets them apart is their attention to detail and commitment to customer satisfaction. If you use promo code BB217, that's right, BB for Beyond Business 217, at checkout, you'll receive an additional 15% off online or in store. So that means ditch the custom ink order no matter where you are ordering from, and order your product that you are customizing from Oakwood Screen Printing using BB217 for a limited time for 15% off. Order and check out for 15% off at oakwoodscreenprinting.com. If you want to make a statement with your apparel today, you will not be disappointed. If you're looking to refresh your space or tackle that long-awaited project, this women-centric company is here to help. Clean Cut Painting and Handyman specializes in a wide range of services from stunning interior and exterior painting to small construction projects, room remodels, deck staining, and flooring. They truly have the expertise to transform your home into the beautiful sanctuary you've always dreamed of, or just knock some of the things off your to-do list. And guess what? They have some fantastic promotions running this March. If you book any interior painting project for March or April dates, you receive an incredible 15% off. It's a perfect time to give your home a fresh look just in time for the spring. If you're thinking of sprucing up the outside, they've got that covered too. You can enjoy 10% off exterior painting projects under $5,000. And if you're planning to go larger, then get ready for this. $1,000 off any exterior projects over $5,000. Any painting projects, exterior, over $5,000, get $1,000 off. So whether you want to enhance your home's curb appeal or get the interior popping, Clean Cut Painting and Handyman has you covered. Visit their website or give them a call today and check out some of their amazing offers. And remember, when you choose Clean Cut, you're not just getting a wonderful service. You're supporting a company that empowers women in the industry. Now let's get back to the episode.
I took off and, I'm working late nights.
Hell yeah. That's a good time there, baby.
I'm going to work and running equipment all day. And then I'm coming home and I'm tired and I'm eating dinner and I go right back out the shop and I'm turning wrenches and fixing everything for the next day.
Yeah.
And now that I'm
trying to get more work lined up.
Yep.
Fucking back at
like I said, that was the hardest part about starting my business was learning how to market.
Yeah, because being out there, when you get done, you need another fucking job, and then you got to bill, and then you got to fucking line up more work, and then you got to fucking.
When I first
doing the work
the
is just
idea of
that
it
much
at the beginning was not like that.
Yeah, I feel you. I need someone to point and say, "Do it."
Yeah, fuck,
and
that'd be easy.
Yeah, it's easy. Right.
But
so how long before you brought someone on in any facet, whether it be on another piece of equipment or in the office or? So
all the office stuff is still me.
Okay.
I hired a marketing company to basically take care of that side of things. So like they can, I'll write you a check.
Fucking
bring
put me
some
out
leads.
there.
Yeah. The rest of the stuff's word of mouth. So the leads that I get from them is basically, basic stuff. Can you put in a water line? Can you come fill in these holes? Can you dig me a pond or this or that? And then I have my word of mouth customers like Colby Geiser.
I do.
So Colby,
he's a hell of a guy, man.
Oh, love Colby.
I don't know him well.
Awesome dude. He's a blast to have beers with and just hang out with. But he's seen a lot and done a lot, and he always has a good story.
Yeah.
But when he calls me, it's just, I need you to come look at this, and you just tell me what you want to do, and do it.
Right. Right.
He's like, I don't know what I'm doing. I paint houses.
Right.
He's like, you dig holes, you build cool stuff, build me some cool stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like that every time. And it's awesome, and Taylor knows that too, Taylor Dietz.
Yeah.
me and him, we've done a lot of projects together.
So when did you dive in full time? How old is this company?
Let's see. I started.
I mean, are you a year old, 5 years old, a couple years old?
DR3 was legitimate in 2000 and either late 18 or early 19.
Okay. So you're about 5 years in.
Yep, about 5 years in.
All right.
And it just keeps growing.
I was going to say, you...
Yeah.
Yeah. You got... How many people you got?
No, it's just me and a couple guys.
You and a couple guys?
Yeah, I got one...
some equipment?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's my favorite part, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, I've had a couple...
Is that you kind of pick up guys as you need them? Or
yeah,
I guess with the equipment, you don't necessarily need a bunch of people. You just need the right equipment. And
so, like,
trucks and...
I say this about a lot of things, okay? But with the equipment side of things, there's 3 types of people in this world.
Uh-huh.
All right? You got the guys that just can't run them, right?
Yeah.
You just can't, right? And you got the guys that are born with it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay? And then you got the
learners.
Maybe 3% that can learn it.
Yeah.
You know, because it's seat time. And
Yeah.
you can't teach somebody how to do it. You can go, yeah, the joystick, you push it this way, it goes down. You push it this way, it goes up. Right? But you got to learn to feel the machine and eyeball everything and know what you're doing, what's safe, what's not safe, what's the right way to do it, what's the wrong way to do it.
Yeah.
Because I could tell you to go over here, right? And I want you to grade that flat. Well, it's going to take someone that knows how to do it and feels it through the machine. It's going to take them 20 minutes.
Right.
It's going to take somebody that, you know, can run it but can't feel it. It's going to take them 2 hours.
Yep.
You know, and there's a difference in that. That costs money. So that's a hard part when you're trying to find.
Oh, so you're like, I'm not going to go hire someone to do what I can go do is fucking ridiculous.
Right. That's kind of how I looked at it in the beginning. But I'm like, you know, the small things, I'm like, I don't want to chain that down. You know, I don't want to haul it there. I don't want to do any of that stuff.
Right.
You know, I don't want to wash it and clean it. And,
oh, yeah. So I'll get... Yeah.
So I was like, you know, I'll get
a shop guy.
Yeah, I'll get a shop guy.
Yeah.
So I did.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I got two younger guys that, you know, came to me. One of them I'd known. He was kind of a little delinquent. You know, and he's like, hey, I got a buddy too. You know,
you're like, damn right you do.
Yeah.
Get him over here.
And I'm like, cool, you know, and he shows up with this tall, skinny black guy, and you know, he goes, "Hi, I'm Black Brandon."
I could have just said Brandon. I already knew that.
I about shit a chicken, you know. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? So, anyways, you know, I take just wing it. I'm just winging it. You know, I'm like, fuck it. I've never had employees. I don't know what this is supposed to be like. So I'm trying to figure it out. And I'm like, listen, will you guys work for cheap and listen to everything I say? And they're like, yeah. You know, they're like, we just need a chance. I'm like, I can do chances. I need a chance too.
Just so you know, nothing that you've said so far needed to be said.
Right, exactly. And you know what? We had a great time all the time.
That's great.
Because they understood and they wanted to learn. You know,
that's great.
Brandon's not your typical guy you'd think he would be either.
You never know, man.
I mean, he's not. And Waylon at the time, you know, he was a felon. Yeah, you know, he got in trouble for like robbing Macon Speedway when he was young and shit.
But you're like, hey, he just wanted to work, make some cash,
learn
some stuff.
Yeah, he's like, I want to learn something and start a career. But you know, long story short, Waylon's in prison right now. But
he didn't make it. What about Black Brandon? He's still around?
Yeah. He just had a kid. It's what he's always wanted his whole life.
That makes come work even more.
Well, he doesn't work for me anymore. You know, basically, Brandon was a great shop guy. Still is a great shop guy.
Okay.
You know, he loves to learn and he loves to work.
Yeah.
I mean, he loves to work.
Yeah.
But when it came to running the equipment and stuff, Brandon just was one of those people that just didn't have it.
Okay.
You know, he learned. He could learn, but he just didn't have it totally.
Yeah.
You know, so like we go on a job, I'm like, hey, you know, bring this piece of equipment over here, or, you know, get in the skid steer and carry this brush pile over here. You know, great. You know, but I couldn't have Brandon go out and be like, hey, I need you to grade around this building, or I need you to dig this big deep hole, or dig around a utility.
You got anybody like that right now?
Well, Waylon
Until,
Waylon, he took initiative. He never had anything in his life.
will he be back home soon?
In a year.
So did he get in trouble when he was with you, or was he dealing with that when he was working?
He was working for me.
I mean, you know what I mean? Did he like get in trouble and get sent away when he was an employee of yours, or was it something that had happened previously and then it finally just came to fruition and he had to
Yes
go?
and no. So basically,
Not to even get into his shit. I just didn't know if it was like when he comes home.
Well, he's
all means he has a job if he needs.
yeah.
it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely. Basically, when he took initiative, he listened to everything I said. He sat there and watched me in that equipment every time I said, "Watch me," And it got to the point where one day we were working, and I gave Waylon a lot of leeway to do whatever he wanted and how to do it. He was basically doing stuff by himself without me watching. And I was sitting on a job one day and I was watching him grade dirt and the way he was doing it.
You're like, he knows.
And I was like, he got it. He figured it out.
It don't matter what the fuck he did to get where he's at, as long as it wasn't fucking foul.
And he'd never been good at anything in his life besides fighting.
So he found it. Maybe you helped him find it.
I did. And, he's in prison now, and we talk probably a couple times a week. We're good friends.
Well, good.
He got in trouble because he never had a good father or mother figure. He was in foster homes.
Yeah.
Anyways,
bad break.
Yeah, he had it rough growing up, and never had anybody to tell him how to do anything. And I was kind of like a dad figure for him. And anyways, I helped him get his first car.
Okay.
Like that he owned, and not his baby mama or her grandma or some crazy shit like that.
Right. Some adult man shit.
Yeah, some adult man shit, and I helped him get his first car. Right. Well, so he sells that car.
Oh.
Well, he doesn't sell it. He trades it straight up for like a wrecked V6 Mustang. But it's a 5-speed, man. And it comes with Cobra rims without tires.
Who needs tires?
Right, yeah. And, anyways, he shows up to the shop in it, and I'm like, whose fucking car is this?
It's mine, boss.
Yeah, he's all pumped, tell me.
You don't love it?
Yeah. I'm like, he traded a $4,000 car for a $500 shit box.
Awesome.
Yeah. I'm like,
good move.
Yeah. That was really fucking dumb. Anyways, but he's pumped, and I see it. I'm like, this is the first thing he's ever actually owned that's his.
And he made this move.
And he thinks this is a genius, and I'm like, okay, I'll roll with it.
Yeah, I got to give him some credit, I guess.
I'm like, I understand, but
your vision,
I still
bro.
explained it to him, and he was like, okay. I'm like, hey, you shouldn't do that.
There's actually a few apps that you could just look.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I'm not hating on you, bro.
Yeah.
Right.
And Waylon, he was always my biggest supporter. So, like, he would rep DR3 stuff, and he would, anywhere he went, he'd carry business cards and hand them out to people.
Right.
And I'm like, people at the East Side Market over here in the hood, I said, they're not going to call us.
Yeah. You're like, you don't always got to wear that hoodie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was like, when you're doing bad shit, do it on your own.
Yeah.
Leave me and my company out of it.
I'm going to stop giving out black hoodies.
Yeah.
How about we're going to go bright colors only?
We'll do construction yellow.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you mean for visibility? No, motherfucker.
Yeah.
For daytime projects.
Exactly. And
no, but I think it's great you got to give people chances, and that's a prime example that. Hey, man, sometimes people find that niche.
Well, the car story gets better if you want to hear it.
Let's hear it. He soups it up. You help him soup it up?
No, dude, the fucking muffler's hanging off this thing when he pulls it in the driveway.
Right before he starts bragging.
Yeah, anyways, so I'm just having a normal work day, right? And I get this phone call from him. This is like a week or two later.
He's driving this thing around.
Yeah, he's driving this thing around. And I get this phone call. And it's just him screaming, David, I'm getting arrested. David, I'm getting arrested. I'm not going to be working. I'm getting arrested. I'm like, what the fuck? And then the phone hangs up. And, so I called Brandon because them two were like attached at the hip.
Yeah.
They've been best friends for years. And I called Brandon. Brandon's Brandon.
Sure.
You got to meet him sometime. He's a great dude. Great
Yeah.
dude. My parents love Brandon.
Do you call him Black Brandon or you just call him Brandon?
Oh, fuck. We call Brandon all kinds
Call
of
him
stuff.
whatever you feel like, huh?
Yeah, there was this point in time where, like, one of my friends couldn't remember his name, and he's like, we're just going to start calling him Kevin. so we call him Kevin. Yeah. Basically, he still works for me on and off. Since he had his baby, he hasn't, but understood.
Right, yeah.
He wants to spend time with that kid. Basically, doctors told him that he could never have kids.
Oh, so he's loving it.
Yeah, he's loving it because that's what he's always wanted. But anyways, back to Waylon. I called Brandon. And I said, "What's Waylon talking about getting arrested?" He goes, "Oh, he's getting arrested." I was like, "Okay. Well, what else?" He's like, "Well, I'm just on the porch watching." Like, okay, what is happening? He's like, he's getting arrested. Brandon.
What do we got going?
Yeah, why is he getting arrested? He goes, "Oh, well, you know that car?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, he didn't take the plates and do it the right way." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "He just took the plates off the Chevy Malibu, put them on the Mustang, and thought that's how you did it." And I'm like,
Of course he didn't.
So, Milliken PD pulls him over for not using a turn signal or something stupid. And
he's got wrong plates, wrong
so
car.
they read the plates, and they're like, a silver Chevy Malibu on a red Mustang? That's stolen, And then I had made Waylon go get his license and stuff all done up.
So clearly, though, he has no insurance, no fucking...
Yeah, but he thinks it's normal. Like, he don't know because he's never had a car.
So he's like, I'm legit.
When they pull him over, he's like, "Look, man, I got my license and my insurance right here." And the cop's like, "Get out of the car,
stupid."
And they read, that he's a felon immediately, Well, anyways, Waylon was always a hood rat growing up.
Yeah.
That's where he grew up. And basicly, he had a friend.
Can you imagine in his mind, he's like, I am legit.
Yeah, he's like, "What are you doing?"
He's resisting and shit.
Yeah, oh yeah, he's resisting. You could hear it on the phone when he called me. Yeah. Anyways, so I'm thinking the whole time, I'm like, his buddies all have guns and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, one of them left a gun in the car. He's a felon.
There is a gun in the car?
Yeah, there's a gun in the car. Waylon doesn't know. It's under the seat.
Fuck.
Oh, yeah. Anyways, he's a felon.
So that's what he's in jail for now?
Yeah. Yeah, so he's in jail. So listen, it gets even better. So he comes to me, right, after he gets out of jail and everything. And he went to his court date. He went for his tickets. And they're like, "Hey, you got to be back here at 1. He's like, "Fuck, do I got to be back here at 1 for? I paid my tickets." And they're like, "You got to be back for your armed habitual." And he's like, "Oh, fuck." The whole time, he partied all that money away for a lawyer because he got a hold of a lawyer, got a hold of one, and the lawyer basically was like, "Unless you got 25 grand, like, you ain't got a chance. You're a felon that got caught with a firearm."
Right.
An illegal firearm at that.
Right. You're getting at least the minimum.
Yeah, you're getting the minimum, which was
3 to 5 or some shit like that.
no. So like they do it off bullets in the magazine and everything. So basically, he was looking at it was like 10 years at 50%. So basically 5 years. And he went to a prison where he can do contracts and like got his GED and an electrical program.
Oh, where they give you good time for shit. Yeah.
Yeah, so he'll be out next year. He's certified in masonry now, an electrician and something else.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just funny. He partied all that money away, just thinking that was going to be his last hurrah. And then, he got cold feet and he ran. This dude ran to all over the U.S. And they finally got him down in Florida, and I'm talking to him.
Which, why not, I guess, if you're going to go anyway.
Right, yeah. And, I'm talking to him in jail, because in jail you get iPads and shit now. Oh, yeah, like, we got kicked off because he told me to send me a bunch of...
What, like you messenger?
Oh, yeah. Like full-on text message with pictures and everything.
No.
Yeah, so he's like, "Dude, send me some booty pics." I'm like, fucking with him, like, "You sure you want to see my ass?"
Yeah, right.
And he's
exactly.
like, "Dude, fuck you." He's like, "Send me some hot chicks." He's like, "I've been in jail for a month."
Actual text message, like a text message.
Yeah.
App.
Oh, yeah. You got to pay for it, but yeah. So, like, I had to get on and make an account and whatnot. Yeah. So, anyways, I sent him a bunch of nudies off Google.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we got kicked off of there real quick. Apparently, that's not okay.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, that sucked. So I never got my $50 back. But
Some bitch.
anyways, he told me, he's like, yeah, I was down in Florida. I was killing it, man. He's like, $25 an hour. I was making omelets. He don't have a clue, but I'll tell you what, he's like one of the best operators I've ever got to work with.
Huh.
I mean, he kills it. You put this dude in a skid steer, it's amazing what he'll do.
That's crazy.
And he's good at it. And as soon as he gets out, he's got a job, man.
Yeah. He's in Illinois?
Yeah, he's up at Sheridan.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyways, that's pretty much my employees. Besides, another kid. There's a couple other people that I've hired, and friends and stuff over the years. And don't ever work with your friends. That never works out. Oh, it never works out. Ruins relationships. But yeah, basically, employees have been a fun adventure of mine. And Waylon and Brandon have been around the longest.
Right.
And I think we'll be here for the long haul. As soon as Brandon's kid, they get through the newborn phase, I think he'll be back.
So do you have, looking ahead, do you plan on, would you like to be able to grab a couple really high quality operators and legit just blow the fuck up? Or
yeah,
or do you like kind of where you're at?
I have days where I do and I don't. There's days that this business is hard. Especially during the winter. Like right now, I got the dirt itch bad. I want to get out and sit in a machine and grade dirt and do what I love to do. And during the wintertime, I get to plow snow, knock some trees down.
Yeah.
Basic land clearing stuff, and it's just not very much fun. There's not a lot of creativity that goes into it, and that's what I like.
Is chasing business hard, or is there plenty?
No, I'd say there's plenty of business. Here in Decatur, the crappy part is that everybody and their mom has a skid steer or knows somebody with a skid steer or a tractor or something of the sort, and we're not in a large money market area over here where people can pay and afford certain things like that.
Okay.
So your market's limited to like stuff that I do. Because I specialize in basically like extreme excavation services. Land clearing, development, and
like when you say extreme excavation, like what? Example?
Well, like at Colby's place out on the lake. He's got a cove. He had a guy he hired. One of them Facebook guys that we all have to deal with. None of us enjoy them because they work for cash and undercut you by thousands of dollars. And do unquality work.
Well, everybody likes a good deal, right?
Yeah, fuck. I have to fix that guy's job. It's like 30 times a year. And, I feel horrible charging people to fix it. He screwed a veteran out of $17,000.
Right.
I had to charge him another $12 to come fix everything he fucked up.
Right.
And I felt terrible doing that. But I gained two great customers and good friends now out of it.
Right.
Anyways, he hired this guy and rented a machine to basically clean out a cove on Lake Decatur.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place. That place looks fucking so good now.
It does now.
When you can sit there and look at that sunset now.
I wish I would have had pictures of this other guy's mess. He basically took brush and mud. So he piled up mud out of Lake Decatur into a pile on top of more mud, right? And then put brush on it, then put more mud on it, and then decided he was going to climb a 40,000-pound excavator up on top of it. He sank that machine to the cab doors. It took Lugari's I think it was 4 hours.
He got his machine stuck?
Oh yeah, to the cab. We're talking, it's 4 or 5 feet deep.
That's
great. To the windows. And it took 2 wreckers and hours.
And then
to get
what?
it out.
He tapped out, and then that's when you came
in? Yeah, he
in?
just dipped out.
I'm done.
Yeah, and just like what he did with the veteran, That's what sucks about this business is we got to fight with those guys constantly, and their work shows for it, But people here will always shop for a deal. And I'm not a guy, I'm here because I like it, but
right.
I'm not going to come half-ass it.
Yeah.
I don't want to half-ass it.
Right.
And I'll tell you if it needs to be half-assed. I'm about the most honest guy you'll ever get.
Well, and a lot of times if there's stuff, big projects that need done, people, especially, you get into the bigger stuff, like stuff you do, when you sit down and talk to someone, you can kind of get an understanding if you're sitting in
Yep.
the ring with someone who's been there before. You know what I mean?
Yes, I mean,
Some of these, even like there's tree removal guys that you'll talk to, and you're like, you just described that giant fucking tree removal way too easy
right.
and way too cheap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, the tree guys are, man.
Yeah, so you don't give a fuck about my building or my shed then is what
Right.
you said.
Some of these guys, man, I'm like, I don't know how you haven't killed anybody or how you
Dude.
are in business or
Yeah.
how,
Yeah.
how you haven't been sued.
I'm telling you. Yeah.
It's incredible.
All you need is a chainsaw, brother.
I mean, don't get me wrong. DR3 is not perfect.
Everything.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody happens.
We do some sketchy stuff all the time, but that's
part of the deal, too.
That's part of the excavating business, man. You talk to any of us, sketchy's in the business name.
But you guys dig ponds and shit, right?
Oh yeah, man. I build some beautiful ponds. Beautiful ponds.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's awesome because there's so many different features and stuff you can add, and you're not, like there's one thing to go in and doing site prep work. Like you got an engineer, gives you all the specs, tells you to do it a certain way, whatever. With a pond, it's like having a blank notepad. You just get to go out there and do what you love and make all this cool stuff, and you get to make a friend with your customer.
Yeah.
Basically, and you get to build their dream.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like the side of my work truck, it says, "You dream it, we dig it."
That's cool.
That's what we do, and that's what I love. There's nothing better than putting a smile on a customer's face at the end of a project, and they get to enjoy it with you. Like I've invited customers out to, look at stuff that I've built on our personal properties. I've had customers out running the equipment with me.
Like, let's do this.
Yeah, they're like, "Hey, it's always been a dream of mine to run a bulldozer." Well, great, get in.
Dreams come true
Yeah,
right
go
here.
ahead.
Let's go.
They're like, "What? Really?" I'm like, "Yeah,
Yeah,
go."
that's cool.
Like, if you fuck up a 100,000-pound bulldozer, I mean, then you know something I don't.
Right. Yeah, I've been trying to fuck this up all day.
Yeah, exactly. And some of these customers, they turn out to be really, really good friends. One of them is Arthur Binder. He owns Binder Plumbing and Heating.
Yeah.
Me and him are great friends. We do a lot of work together and have a great time together and hunt together.
Yeah. Where? How far? Do you guys have a travel radius that you'll take your company and work in, or do you try to stay in? Or are you like, I'll fucking load up.
Yeah, I mean, I'll load up for the right project.
Right.
But I get people that they'll call from Springfield or something like, "Can I get 3 yards of dirt?" It's like,
Let me send you where you should go.
Yeah. I send them where they need to be, or I give them an idea where they need to be.
Right.
But if
You try to stay right around here.
I try to stay around here. But big projects, I'll move.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll go. I've had people ask me to come to Wisconsin. I've had people ask me to come down to Tennessee.
That's what I was saying. If it was like, hey, we want you to come up to Wisconsin,
Right.
and we need you to dig us a little baby lake, and you're going to go up there and do it.
Yeah, I'll go up there and do it. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to take my equipment. It's going
Right.
to. If you're asking me, you're asking me for a reason. Because it's always cheaper to local, find local. But you're asking me for a reason, so I'm going to come up and basically stay the night in a hotel, and we'll rent equipment.
Yeah, let's see what kind of pond you're talking about.
Yeah, we'll make what you want happen, but it's going to cost.
Sure.
There's nothing cheap to the excavating side of business. Like
there's nothing cheap to much of anything.
No, not anymore.
Yeah,
not anymore. I mean,
but quality is you pay for it.
Right? Yeah, quality. You pay for it. You definitely pay for it.
But then whenever you cut corners, baby, you pay for that too.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. I've learned a lot in the 5 years I've been in business.
Yeah.
Because I did this stuff on the side when I was younger, and when I had opportunities to run equipment and stuff, I've done all kinds of stuff. Not as a business, but I've learned a lot, and cutting corners was a big one.
Right.
You cut a corner,
It'll bite you.
well, yeah, there's that, and you did it.
Yeah.
You have to sit there with that anxiety the whole time until it actually happens. It's almost like you think it into existence.
Well, and I'll tell you what, that'll be the number one thing when growth, and it will. It's inevitable that your company is gonna one day.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be big, and that's the hard part is when you're going,
are my guys cutting corners.
Yeah. They're getting paid well enough to not cut corners, and they don't have a reason to cut corners. But I'm not fucking there.
That's what keeps me from growing.
I get it. I do.
I don't like to brag. Every operator thinks you're the best operator in the world.
Right.
They do. It just
and you want whoever you're operating for you to think that they're a better operator than you, even though they're not.
It's just all about, do you take pride in it? Like, you might be faster than me, but did you take pride in it?
Be better.
Were you good at it?
Yeah.
Just because you're faster, do cool tricks in an excavator or something doesn't mean
give
shit.
a fuck.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. I mean, you could have royally fucked up, not even known.
Yeah.
But I mean,
nobody was watching what was happening during it.
Right. Yeah.
What was the product? Yeah.
Exactly. What was the end product? And if you don't take pride in your work, it won't show.
Yeah.
And
that's it, man. Customer, man. The satisfaction, and then, that's it. It's cutting corners. You nailed it. I think that's probably the valuable part about you having quite a bit of experience before you dove in as it being what you did for a living, is you had the opportunity before then to say, you know what, this ain't fucking for me, while you still had a full-time job. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You could have said,
I had that opportunity.
Yeah, I could just fucking do this, maybe not even fucking part-time. I'm just going to have this piece of equipment.
Yep. Yep.
If I want a pond or my dad wants one, then I have this piece of equipment.
Right. And my dad's been a big supporter of it, especially once he realized that I found it. Yeah. He's like, that's what he's going to do. Yeah. And, my mom, she's like, I always knew that it'd have to do with the tractor, because I've been obsessed with tractors since I'm wearing a John Deere jacket.
Yeah.
You'll never catch me in something that doesn't say John Deere.
That's your thing.
Yeah, constantly. I mean, you'll never. Normally,
Farm Progress show, baby.
My wife made me dress up for this. I was in a nasty construction yellow orange hoodie and dirty jeans.
She says, "Dude, come on, get it together."
Yeah, and that's how I usually look. I mean, I go everywhere like that. And I have no. I mean. I have no care. Yeah, no shame in it. Like when I go in Farm and Fleet, they're like, "Oh, there's the really dirty traffic cone coming back for the 20th time today." But I take pride in it.
Yeah,
I love what I do, and getting dirty is part of it.
It's just a fucking grown kid playing in the dirt, man.
Yeah, I'm a grown kid playing in a sandbox.
That's it, dude.
Like we recently just got married in Mexico.
Yeah, how was that, dude?
Oh, dude,
beautiful, right?
I mean. Yeah, so we've been there before where we got married, which was the Hard Rock. And
you've been to the same place before?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Me and Brittany, we like to trophy fish, so we go to places where we can fish.
Oh, and, sweet.
Anyways, the Hard Rock is great because it's a huge resort and it's beautiful and it's all inclusive, so it was easy for everybody.
Okay.
And nobody had to worry about money besides tipping. But basically, they're building another one right next to it, and me and Taylor Dietz we're hanging out in the hot tub. We're watching everybody else is talking, drinking. Me and him are talking about, the progress that these guys are making over here.
Building.
We hire these motherfuckers, come back and work for us.
Shit, dude.
Like they're killing it.
I bet.
But we're looking at it as it's another giant sandbox, and we're just watching.
Hell yeah. That's one thing. When you go out of the country, you do.
Well, there's no laws for one.
For sure.
There's not a lot of safety going on at that job site.
I remember being in a resort, and they would edge the sidewalk with a machete.
Oh my God!
And I remember telling one of the people, I think it might have been in Jamaica, and I'm like, yeah, it was, because we had the butler, and I'm like, hey man, why don't they just we got some equipment that'll do that pretty quick. He said, yeah, but you'll hear it, and I go, wait, what? He goes, yeah, we don't use we have fucking gas powered weed eaters, motherfucker. We're not in, because I'm like, damn, you guys are way behind.
Yeah.
He goes, what do you think? He goes, no, but
forearm muscles gonna look like Popeye.
Yeah, he goes, no, but we're not allowed to have anything that runs. And I'm like, oh, because I'll be like, I'm not trying to hear that fucking weed. I was like, yeah, I'm not the guy. You wouldn't hear that from me. I'd be I'm the one going, give this guy a fucking break, bro.
Make his life easier,
he could be done, and I'll step aside. He could clearly, oh, you mean the lady in front of me would have bitched about it, for sure. Yeah.
That's a huge thing for me, is like, when back to hiring guys, I have to give them a chance because it's seat time, You got to take your chance, because I'm not going to pay some union guy to come in that, has been trained by the union to run equipment.
Right.
I'll find guys that need a chance.
Yeah.
And give them a chance. And, I give them a 90-day grace period, basically.
Yeah.
And it's like, I give them all these different tasks and stuff to do on purpose so that I can watch. And, man, watching that shit when you're good at it.
That's tough.
Oh, my God. It's like torture.
Oh, okay. I didn't. You're either cut out for it or you're not.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm a bad teacher.
You have to learn, though. I mean, you have to have mistakes. You have to know. Like, I have guys that work for me that see me in an excavator on sides of hills slide down sideways while knocking down oak trees that are massive, on the edge of a lake.
Right.
And they're like, "You're insane.
Yeah.
Like, you're certified insane." I'm like, "No, I can feel it."
Yeah.
Because I'm so used to it.
Yeah. And they're like, we thought that was a whole accident.
So the guy at Colby's that sank that machine.
Right.
Same spot, same size machine. I was out there walking it around.
Right.
I'm using mud mats, and I'm putting them in front of me like train tracks. And I'm walking out in the middle of Lake Decatur.
Right.
Digging.
Right. It's just, you knew what you were doing.
Yeah, I know what I'm doing.
That counts.
So watching other guys, it's miserable. Hate it.
Yeah. You just give people, I think after you do something so long, you give people credit. And some people, you just give people credit, just period, for sometimes.
Yeah, I mean.
So just common sense isn't common, first of all.
No. I mean,
and then on top of that, you give people credit for what's normal to you as being normal, and that's also not.
Yeah, I mean, so back to Brandon.
Yeah.
So Brandon, nicest guy in the world. Great at cleaning equipment, great at keeping the shop organized, always willing to learn. But
can't.
Yeah, but can't, He has common sense, but in certain aspects, like we're working this one day and I got him on a tractor, and I'm like, all you got to do is disc this field up. Like, just an open cab tractor. I'm like, just disc this up, make it easier for me. All you're doing is going back and forth all day, Anyways, comes back, got up along some brush, got a thorn, hit him by the eye. Needs Advil. Like, great. So he runs and gets Advil. Comes back. I end up burning myself on something. Long story. Anyways, I'm like, hey, let me get one of those Advil. Right? He throws me the Advil. I'm like, Brandon, these are Advil PMs.
Oh, fuck.
And he's like, uh-huh. I'm like, what do you mean, uh-huh? I said, did you take these? He goes, yeah, I took 6. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah. He's like, my mom told me that sometimes PMs are for daytime. I was like, just thinking about what his mom was telling him that for, I can only imagine. I'm like, oh, my God. So I was like, did you really take 6 of these? He's like, yeah. I'm like, dude.
You don't even take 6 if they're not PMs.
Yeah, one of those things. Like, I feel like I was shot and I was dead for a while, and I wake up and I don't know where I am.
I feel like he'd start seeing shit here in a minute or
so. Yeah, I thought, anyways, knowing Brandon.
First of all, get off that fucking tractor.
No, so I was like, fuck it. I was like,
see
go
how this
ahead.
Shakes out.
Yeah, I'm like, go ahead. You're just on a flat field. Anyways, I'm like, in 10 minutes, I'm like, hey, Waylon, in 10 minutes, run over there and make sure that he's not dead.
Yeah, let's see.
So, 10 minutes goes by, and I'm thinking that, it's at least going to be 30 minutes before he starts to, really
feel something.
Yeah. Oh, no. Waylon gets over there, tractor's in full-wheel drive with the loader against a tree, and it's just digging a hole, and Brandon's just knocked out.
Done.
Just done. Not the safest thing in the world, but I thought it was one of the funniest things to ever happen. And John Deere is actually there, and they're working on my bulldozer. And we get Brandon, and we just lay him on my flatbed. It's like 110 degrees outside, and he's laying on a black diamond plate flatbed, just passed out. And the Deere guy's like, what the fuck is going on?
He's doing a commercial for Tylenol PM.
Yeah. It's our get-rich-quick scheme.
Yeah, they work, even in the daytime.
Mm-hmm.
For real. I wonder what his mom had to say. Sometimes these are for daytime, son.
So his mom, they were raised Jehovah's Witnesses. So, Brandon's like, I don't celebrate a birthday or Christmas.
Your parents were just on some cheap shit and take these Tylenol PMs every morning.
I mean, he was like Waylon. You know, I mean, they didn't have anything growing up. You know, Brandon had a skateboard. Brandon will tell you he's been homeless before. But
rough.
you know, I met his mom. His mom's great, and you know, she wrote me a letter talking about how I need to like talk to Jesus and all kinds of crazy shit. But
You're like, I did, but he just went to jail for having a gun in his car. He's a great fucking, he's great on a skid steer.
Yeah, they're great, but man, employees are entertaining and they're fun and
Well, it's good
terrible
you
at
have
the
a
same
relationship
time.
with him. Yeah, that's cool.
Well, yeah, I have to because,
Yeah.
I don't trust people. You know, it's hard for me to trust somebody to do the job that I'm going to do.
Right.
That's back to me growing. You know.
Yeah.
You know, that's going to be a hard part for me is to hand that torch off at some point, and you know,
Dude, can you imagine your dad? I wonder how he does it. His reputation on the line with
he's got people.
Dude,
you know,
he's like that.
his hiring
hundreds
process.
or thousands of job responsibility.
Dude, we got like 500 plus trucks.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a shitload
Like,
of tires.
I mean, not that it necessarily is like his responsibility, but absolutely it is too. You know what I mean? It's like
And I
that's
mean,
just a well-oiled machines that he's geared, dude.
if you talk, if you
know what
talk
I'm
to my
saying?
dad versus talking to me,
Whole different
ball game. I mean,
yeah.
I always joke about how I'm the black sheep of the family. You know, like I'm different than everybody else. I speak my mind. Like my dad's very reserved. You know, he'll sit there and he'll think about it and make sure that he makes the right decision. You know, like me.
Oh, but your dad's path has been it's
Right.
a whole different thing too.
Right.
Man.
Yeah. Whole different thing. But
Yeah.
you know, we're different in a lot of ways. We're the same in a lot of ways too, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I joke about being the black sheep because our thought process is totally different, which
Right.
I'm sure it'll change as I get older. But
Right.
you know, especially in the business world, you know, like he couldn't even help me with my business because he doesn't know how to run a small business,
Right.
and he'll tell you that.
Isn't that crazy?
You know, he's like, I would never ran a small business. He's like, I was handed a corporation.
I got jumped into something.
And he's like, I got people to do that shit for me. I don't know what that is.
Yeah. It's a whole nother deal.
Yeah, he'll go secure $80 million jobs, but he can't tell me, you know, like what this is or what that is. You know, when I'm trying to just figure it out.
Right. Yeah. Good point.
So like starting up, it was kind of difficult, you know, because I had to do it all by myself. I had this dad who runs these massive corporations,
But has nothing to do with small business.
But has nothing to do with small business.
Yeah.
You know, so
he's like, we can brainstorm together, but
yeah,
I
that's
got
what
no
we did.
fucking
Yeah.
answers.
He helped me. He definitely like put me in contact with people that would help me.
Yeah.
Like my accounting and stuff like that.
For sure.
Oh, dude, I got a CPA. Yeah. I got too much going on to ride that fine line with the government.
Well, and that was kind of my deal whenever we were even talking about college earlier. It's like when it's all said and done, it's just a matter of going, if you don't go to college, just make sure when you get successful, you hire the couple people that went to college.
Right, yeah.
You know, if that is the right marketing
why go
person.
to college when I can hire it?
The right accounting person. Yeah. Even if I go to accounting school, I'm not going to do good enough to not need an accountant.
Right.
So why am I going to go? You know, I'm not going to go be an actual fucking accountant. So.
Thank God my wife is extremely smart.
There you go.
You know, it's crazy, though. It's like,
What'd she do? Realtor,
what does
right?
she not do?
She a real estate agent?
Yeah, she's worked in the medical field.
She's a nurse too? Or does a
No,
little bit
it's
of
like
everything?
she was like in the business side of the medical field for a long time, and she loved it and decided to leave to go to ADM. And you know, I told her it was a terrible idea. You know, don't get me wrong. ADM is fed this town, and
Didn't they just kick a bunch of people out?
Yeah, like 700 people laid off, which you know everybody's freaking out. It's like, dude, Cat does this like once a year.
Yeah.
ADM's done it forever. You know, they kick out contractors all the time. You know, like when Austin came in, they kicked out Bodine and Kelly and Ehlert and all them places to bring in one solid contractor, and then they were calling a week later going, hey, we don't know what the hell's going on.
I think how it was laid out was just rough. They just made it like, or at least to me, I didn't know that's how they rolled. Just so you go into work one morning and someone's at your desk like,
see,
here's a box, bro.
Yeah.
And it's like, for what?
It's crazy.
Your shit.
Yeah.
I'm here to walk you out. Mm-hmm. Right now.
Yeah.
What?
It's nuts. I mean, it really is nuts. But
Yeah, it is nuts. It would just be it'd be an interesting week.
it happens all the time, though.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, it happens.
It's
a
fucked
lot.
up. Mm-hmm. I mean, that doesn't make it not fucked up.
I mean,
that makes it fucked up for a lot of families. A lot.
yeah.
Because
I
you
feel
know
it, too.
what? Dude, there's a lot of check fucking families. It's not like they're not going to go. It's not like they're going home and they're not going to have any income at all. But there's a lot of check people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that you go, don't worry, you're going to get 80% of your income.
Oh, I've been there.
They're going 20% less. It's not enough, motherfucker.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I was a very privileged child. I got plenty more than other people, but I've lived paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
I know what it feels like. I know what it's like. Don't get me wrong. My parents are always there. So
but we still see it. I mean, we can still look and, we see
you can feel it.
Hell yeah.
I mean, it's not fun. Like, trust me, every week when I get my Ameren bill, I'm like,
what the fuck? Yeah. Dude.
Jeez. But,
dude, I'm telling you. Yesterday, whenever I was going for I'm an egg eater, and I seriously was like, are we serious? I usually wouldn't care, but I'm like, are we for real? It's for real for something?
it's because it's hyped up.
It's so crazy.
It's like
but usually I wouldn't
now.
pay attention, but I'm like, what? Is it for real for something for fucking corned eggs? I don't know.
It's just the world now, man. I mean, you hype up anything on the internet, it can become a thing. You know, I mean.
Yeah, it is.
What about the Haktua girl? Like, she got famous for talking about spitting on a dick.
I wish I could come up with something good.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I need to
why
come up with something
does
good.
anybody in the world give a fuck about that?
They did, didn't they?
Yeah, there is so much more to care about.
Yeah.
So much more that people don't even realize, you know. And
There was like
off,
that 10 seconds of the Super Bowl dance. Everyone reenacted it.
Yeah, it's like
I still don't know what that was about.
No.
I still don't know what the reenactment part of that dance was. Where everyone
you're
was
asking the
doing
wrong person, anyways.
But you know what I mean? Where I'm keep going. Okay, I get it. What is it though? Why are we doing that? What is that?
I was never even into sports when I was young.
I don't know.
Dude, I shot guns and went hunting. That's all I did. That and tractors. But
Well, we need to figure out how to make a TikTok that makes us billionaires off of whatever.
I talk about it every day. It's me and Craig Cherry today. We're talking about it in the shop. We're like, because we were talking about your podcast.
Yeah.
And
Oh, Craig. I like Craig.
God, you want to talk about the most brutally honest person you ever met in your life. Craig will tell you exactly what's on his mind at any given moment in time. And, you know, he is a very successful business person.
Yeah,
he's done well for himself over the years, you know, but now he's learning the family life.
Right.
You know, he's struggling because it's not a business.
Right. Right.
But
Right.
he's been a great friend of mine for years, and, you know, I love him because he does give me the honest truth, and we can talk about a lot. But we were joking about, me and him for years have talked about making a podcast.
Yeah, you should do it.
Well, ours would probably be banned in like 50 countries.
No, I'm saying you should. That people would like one that was just talking raw.
Yeah, it's just the shit we say is
people would
hilarious
like it.
and it's vulgar, and
I think
you know,
people
we
would
come
like
up
it.
with some really funny shit.
You should do it. I 100% think you should do it.
But yeah.
I'd be happy to fucking even show you. I got some extra equipment. Even I would fucking throw you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
God, you should talk to him about that.
I'm telling you.
If you could get him, he's the busiest person I know.
Yeah,
Dude,
that's the other
he's
part.
doing
It's
like
carving out time.
40 different projects at once while trying to get back into building next level.
I was
going
to say, your next
Dude.
level. Where'd this come from? And it's like, oh,
well, he decided he was going to move and, you know, start a family. And he's like, dude, all my friends are back at home. You know, so he came back home. And he's like, well, I closed my business. You know, so then he worked for my car, and now he's back doing next level, which is what he's good at. And he, you know, he's all worried about it. I'm like, dude, you just left for a couple years. I said, just give it time. It'll be right back to normal. I said, you're going to kill it just like you did before.
He'll be fine.
You know, he's good at what he does. Yeah. But anyways, back to Brittany. You know, Brittany was in the medical field, business side of things. You know, then she went to ADM, and she was doing stuff with their trucking and some other things, scheduling loads, stuff like that. And, you know, she didn't like the people there. You know, the seniority thing was weird. You know, she went and got her master's degree thinking it would speed the process up.
Sure.
You know, so she had 4 years in business, and now she's got a master's. And it did nothing but hurt her. You know, they wouldn't move her up anyway. So she left ADM. She's like, okay, well, I'm going to try to find another job.
Okay.
She couldn't find a job
With a master's degree?
with a master's degree. My sister had the same problem.
Really?
Same problem. You know, they want people with 4 or 5 years of experience over a master's degree.
Ain't that a bitch?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's
So
crazy.
when you get out of high school, they trick your ass into going to college
Right.
instead of going to work. And
Right.
then after you go to college, then they say, we need experience. What
Yeah.
the fuck?
Yeah, it's fucked up.
What the
But
fuck?
you know, so she's like, I'm gonna go into doing real estate. I'm like,
You need to teach
Okay.
how to drive a skid. Right?
oh, dude. I don't know if I'm ready for that. That's a serious test of marriage right there.
You stay on that side of the property, ma'am.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to like tape myself to this chair. But anyways, you know,
So she dove into the real estate deal.
yeah, I'm like, I'm here to support you. That's what I'm supposed to do. So
How's that going? Did she just start doing it?
yeah, she just started. I mean, it's been a while now. She's probably been doing it 6 months, but the real estate boom happened and it's kind of over.
Okay, I was going to say, and it's winter. I mean, this
Then
isn't really
here in town, we have probably 100 agents, 100 people
Yeah.
that are in the real estate deal just
Yeah.
here in town. So, there's a lot to go around, but at the same time,
and it's like
I look at
pretty
it as-
shitty out right now. So it's
yeah,
not
well,
really
it's
like,
shitty out too, yeah. But, when I hire somebody, I'm looking for somebody that's been in it a long time, is experienced, knows what they're doing, this and that. And she's starting to see that because she's new to it. And I tried to explain it to her, but she's a little more stubborn than I am.
I mean, she'll do it. I mean, just
But-
persistence, man.
So she's already, since real estate's not just booming, she's one of those people that has to juggle a bunch of stuff at once and be stressed out to enjoy it.
Okay.
It's strange. I don't know how
So
she
she's
does it.
already going in another direction.
Oh, when she was doing her master's, she was working at home remotely, doing her master's, watching TV, and on the phone at the same fucking time. And I'm like, there's no way. My
So
brain
what's
would
she
explode.
doing now other than real estate? She trying to figure out
She's
something else?
trying to get her lender's license. Basically, you got to pass another test and everything
Yeah.
to be a lender's. So she's trying to do that, but she wants to also do a boutique or something. I'm like,
Okay.
Babe, here, you
Whatever.
get walk downtown Decatur. I mean, you'll see that, certain ones survive and certain ones don't, and the rent and everything that costs here is so outrageous that it's not,
You just got to be the right niche, man. I mean, you don't know unless you try sometimes.
well, she's so smart, she just can't decide
What?
And I'm like, find it and I will help. I'm glad to support and help.
Well, it looks like she's looking, so she's going to try to find it.
I'm hoping so. I mean, because she's just not happy at the moment. She needs to find what it is she really, really wants to do.
Right.
But she wants to do 4 things at once.
Right.
It just stresses me
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
She would love to help with my business, but it's a hard step for me to allow that because
Letting go of some reins.
yeah,
Yeah.
and we've talked about it, and so we're thinking. I told her, I said, after a year or two of marriage or something, if we want to start a trucking business, because she was talking about doing that.
Like a logistics company, like
Yeah,
yeah.
Sheesh.
That's
I'm
a
like,
great,
I'd be
fucking great
I'd be all
idea.
about it. Yeah, so let's do it. I have a lot of buddies in the trucking business.
That's exactly what you should do, actually.
And I have a lot of people that would be happy to help me, like McLeod. McLeod's one of them. He'd be glad to tell me, and all about it. And Dave Tyrell, he's helped me a bunch with it. JJ Frizz and Frizz Trucking,
Yeah.
they're all friends of mine. But
Be a good move.
yeah, be a great move.
Yeah.
And I'm all for doing it with her. It's just a matter of the money thing. Right now, with her just starting in realty, and it's been 6 months and everything else. It's like,
Yeah, let's just get
let's
something.
Let's
in the,
build some.
Yep.
Let's build some capital to
Yeah.
where we hit the ground running.
Yeah.
I said, let's not do it like every other business owner. Let's not just go jump in and dump a bunch of money and have to
Right.
pay it all back.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a
let's
good.
get
That's
it.
actually a trucking company's a great idea. though.
Let's get a head start. Well,
And it ain't going away.
I use trucking all the time. I have my own trucks, but
Yeah.
I don't have a bunch of guys to drive them.
Right.
I use it at my leisure for when I need it.
Right.
So I hire out. I hire out trucking all the time.
Yeah.
And if we have a whole separate company, it's a no-brainer.
And you have someone that can be in charge of
Yeah.
Or be in charge of
I don't
dealing
want to
with
do
that shit.
I don't want to do that shit. The
Perfect.
truck breaks, drop it off out back. I'll
Right.
take care of it.
Yeah.
You know, the rest of it,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. And you got someone that wants to deal with that headache of people,
Yeah.
and she's your wife.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that she likes people, but she
Women have a way
thrives.
of dealing with people better than us sometimes, though.
She
and
thrives.
we have a way of dealing back with women sometimes too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I swear, there's a couple companies that when I deal with them, they'll intentionally have a lady reach out time to time just so I'm not much of an asshole. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To where it's like, you know what? I'm done with this fucking email, and I'll call, and it's like, hey, what's going on? Oh, he's not in? Okay, fair enough then. I was going to fucking cuss his ass out.
Yeah.
I know he's in. I just fucking...
That's another thing that I've learned throughout business is, one is reading people.
Yeah.
You know, reading people is a whole different ballgame, especially when you're the one that's expected to be nice.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. I'm just bad. I don't have a
filter.
Yeah,
I don't have one
I'm
either.
just good at I'm only good in that good area. I'm not good at getting pissed.
No,
You know what I mean?
I don't think any man is good.
Yeah,
good
once I
getting
get pissed, like I'm probably gonna leave. And,
Honestly,
and figure out if it
only-
was a professional setting, I'm gonna have that thing that says you need to fucking probably address this later.
Yeah,
'Cause
see,
that did
the
not
only
go
person
up.
I know that is good at getting pissed is my dad. My dad can get irate and
It'd
then
be okay.
and just be a total business person. you know,
God bless
and
him.
he's like, I'll kill him one way or another. You know?
It's like good for you.
Yeah, like he's like, I'll get him.
Not me.
Like,
I
yeah.
say some shit that I'm like, who says that?
Yeah.
Who in the fuck?
Yeah, like, I don't even think those were actual words.
Yeah,
but
yeah, exactly.
They are now.
Yeah, he's gonna put that in a fucking report. He is gonna have to figure out what the fuck I just
It's
said.
the most unorthodox
Yeah.
cussing I've ever heard in my life.
somehow he's gonna have to put that shit to pen and paper.
Right? Yeah. That's like me and Craig in that podcast we were talking about. I'm like, dude, we would be banned. Like, we wouldn't even make it. Like,
We're only gonna have to be able to put this shit on Rumble or whatever that other YouTube is.
I don't even know if Pornhub will accept us.
You have to be able to. It's subscriptions. It's only a penny, but you have to be a member.
Yeah,
That's
right,
the only way
right.
you can listen to this.
Oh man.
Now. Well, I'm going to let you get out of here, man. I appreciate you coming in and just talking shit with me, man. Let me get to know you a little bit, hear a little history about your life and your company and your fucking refusal of privilege, brother.
Yeah.
I know.
yeah.
I love it. I mean, your family's great, man. And oddly enough, dude, even when I invited you, it didn't register with me until I was like, wait, why do I know his dad's name from Bodine? Because your name's not Bodine. You know what I mean? It was like, what the fuck is going on?
Oh, dude, you
here?
ought to see it when we go to an airport together.
Oh, because your dad's a fucking celebrity?
No, because we all have the same fucking name.
Oh, yeah.
You want to talk about a fucking mess?
Oh, so you just went in there going, okay, wait, okay.
Oh, we
wait
did
a
it.
minute.
We did it at the fucking wedding.
Everybody get back here.
Yeah. When me and Brittany go on vacation, she sets everything up, and we put it under her last name.
Oh,
So-
because you're like, we're not doing this
Oh, yeah.
bullshit.
Yeah. On vacation, I'm Mr. Chandler.
That is great.
Yeah, but
Well, yeah, I appreciate you coming in here and sitting down. It was a pleasure. All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us on this one. We'll catch you on the next one. Be kind to each other till then. Thank you. Hey, thanks for sitting down with us earlier on today's episode. But before me and my tired co-host let you go, we want to thank you for sitting down. And if you're in the market for any commercial properties, look no further than Buick Commercial Real Estate with a dedicated team led by Tim Buick, Cole Babcock. They bring unparalleled expertise, a deep understanding of the market to meet your commercial real estate needs. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, lease, or invest, Tim and Cole are committed to providing personalized service and guidance every step of the way. Their passion for helping clients navigate the complexities of the commercial real estate industry sets them apart from all others. So if you're ready to take your business to the next level and find that perfect commercial space, reach out to View Commercial Real Estate. You can find them on all social media platforms at viewrealestate.com or give them a buzz at 217-450-8500, and you'll be in great hands. Also, if you're looking for some custom apparel, don't forget to hit up Oakwood Screen Printing. They're offering high-quality designs on everything you can imagine, from T-shirts to hoodies, to hats to jackets, to joggers, to tumblers, to mugs, to wall art. Use promo code BB217 at checkout, online or in store, for an additional 15% off. That's right. Make sure you hit up oakwoodscreenprinting.com to get all your custom apparel needs taken care of. And if you're looking to transform your home with a fresh coat of paint or need some handiwork done, make sure you check out Clean Cut Painting and Handyman. You can check them out on all social media platforms by searching Clean Cut Painting and Handyman or online at cleancutservice.com. Thank you again for joining me on this episode. Be kind to each other, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Good vibes and laughs, we're fully prepared. Brought to you by Buick Real Estate. Let's dive deep, it's gonna be great. So grab a seat, don't miss the ride. Beyond Business with Nick, let's take it in stride. Join the conversation, let's make it last. With stories and insights, we're happy